In many parts of the world, cinemas are still struggling to bring in audiences, and in some instances, film fans, not totally won over by streaming, are exploring new ways of watching movies by going to what are called micro-cinémas. Here's Tom Brook to explain more.
Micro-cinemas can be found in all kinds of New York locations, inside this former fire station, or behind this nondescript Brooklyn storefront. They're modest, makeshift spaces, often showing experimental or non-mainstream work.
Micro-cinema is, put simply, just a small cinema. You really don't need more than folding chairs, a projector, and a white wall.
Staffed often by dedicated volunteers with a passion for film, micro-cinema programmers use their imagination to offer something quite different from the multiplex experience.
The mission is to run laps around better subsidized for-profit repertory movie theaters by showing films that should be on their radars. It's usually going to be a monster movie from the 1970s that played at midnight, or perhaps a groundbreaking documentary fiction hybrid about some, niche but extremely important political issue, from a bygone era.
This trailer is promoting a long-established New York micro-cinema, DCTV, a venue that has a loyal following.
Babe, do you know Kim's Video?
Among the recent documentaries shown here was Kim's Video, a film which explores a legendary, now-closed New York video store. The co-editor of the documentary came to the DCTV screening. To him, a big plus of micro-cinemas is that they provide a space for filmmakers like himself to interact directly with audiences.
It's like a learning experience for both sides. I feel like it's rather unique to small cinemas in a way that you'd never get at a multiplex. So I don't need to have an enormous audience. I'm not even that excited about 1 million people streaming at home as much as I am having a small dialogue with an audience who cares about movies.
In the financially fragile world of independent filmmaking, micro-cinemas are being seen as a real lifeline of particular help to documentary filmmakers.
We are a part of the documentary ecosystem in the world, and when we opened, which was right after the pandemic, it was also just a really challenging time that most documentary films were not being bought, and we're one of the few cinemas in New York that can screen films that don't have distributors.
Also part of this universe that includes micro-cinemas is an endeavor called Mono no Aware. In addition to screenings, it gives people the opportunity to literally handle film and make movies. The idea to put the digital revolution to one side and generate respect for the art of filmmaking with supervised instruction.
We teach a number of workshops. We're a learning lab, so we teach Super 8, 16, and 35 motion picture filmmaking.
Those who run micro-cinemas view them as a permanent feature of the landscape, a way of seeing films which will prevail and develop.
Micro-cinemas will continue to evolve because cinema itself is always evolving. At the same time, I think that part of the allure of micro-cinemas and cinemas in general is that they address a very fundamental need for people to come together to partake in a kind of public ritual in a shared space.
That desire to see movies together is perhaps more than anything else what sustains micro-cinemas. Despite the convenience of streaming, gathering together in the dark, even in small numbers, to watch a film, still for many holds an unbeatable magic. Tom Brook, BBC News, New York.